Hello and welcome everybody to the Brave Souls Rewind, the show where we criticize your favorite units from 3 years ago. Now at this point you may be wondering who this mysterious new voice is. Well, I am none other than the #1 Nemu fan of Stupid Gecko. And my good buddy Me Apocalypse was kind enough to ask me to take the wheel on this episode, and I don't blame him since Swimsuit Nemu is my most used unit at over 10,000 runs. That's almost as many orbs as I used to have before the new Swimsuit Nemu granted my orbs, because Caleb thought resurrecting the old Swimsuit Nemu wasn't enough. No, we needed a new one too. But anyways, let's begin.
Starting off, we're going to take a look at a NAD focused build. And looking at her stats, you'll notice her attack is actually higher than her SP. Granted, not by much, but back in 2017, this was the go-to build for Nemu. However, as the game evolved to focus more on SP-focused builds for this Nemu started to follow suit with more SP-focused. However, that doesn't mean her NAD build still isn't usable. Her long reach, 30% bruiser, and an already decent range on her NAD string can go a long ways in hitting groups of enemies for some hard damage. Her strong attack 1 is a lunge, which is great for both getting into crowds of enemies and also getting out of a bad situation. Her stamina recovery link and strong attack 2 being healed means you can get a bit more risky on the offense side since she's a melee attacking character. Plus, focusing on NAD allows her to get around the long cooldown on her strong attack 2. Despite all of these positives, however, this build is only really good for single player content nowadays due to the hectic and unpredictable nature of co-op. However, thanks to her stamina recovery link and strong attack 2 healing, she can auto-summon Inheritance Zone courses with relative ease when stacked with DR links. On a personal note, if you're going to run NAD, I would highly recommend not running any Chappies. Thanks to her having a hard-hitting special and Frenzy, she can definitely deal some good strong attack damage even in a NAD-focused build. Now it's time for the strong attack build, and you can see Caleb definitely tried to make her resurrection more focused on strong attacks as opposed to the aimless hybrid design they had for her pre-resurrection. More on that later. Now sporting a new strong attack damage secondary link, and after 3 years of waiting for Frenzy that she should have had to begin with, she can finally start dealing some real strong attack damage. The lack of havoc does hurt a little, however, strong attacks have surprisingly big hitboxes, especially her lunge strong attack 1. Her strong attack 2 hits like a freaking truck, however it also leads to one of her biggest weaknesses, which is the long cooldown since it's also a healing move, meaning her DPS takes a little bit of a hit. It's the sole reason you should try to focus as much cooldown reduction on her as possible to allow her to use it as often as possible for offense, but also to help keep the team alive in co-op. Her strong attack 3 is pretty close to a full screen, however its hitbox can be a little jank sometimes and can miss enemies right at the edge of the screen. She's also rocking a nice 40% devastation skill on top of having a burn dealing special. She can nuke bosses like Caleb nuked my orb count with 2 SS Nemu shaped atomic bombs. Personally, this is my recommended build for Swimsuit Nemu, especially if you plan on bringing her into co-op nowadays. Now for the hybrid build and the reason why Nemu was without Frenzy for 3 years. I'm gonna be blunt, her kit and skills don't really work well for a hybrid setup. Her NAD build works as a better hybrid build than her actual hybrid build, and that's mainly due to her strong attack 2. The problem with it is you need to go full cooldown reduction or focus on something else. The long cooldown on it with a full hybrid build just lowers your overall damage output because you're sacrificing full CDR or full NAD links for some jank mishmash of the two, especially if you're using Frenzy unit links. Bleep bloop. Lastly, the fourth flavor, full stamina damage links. Thanks to her stamina recovery link and strong attack 2, she can actually stay at full health with relative ease if you aren't too reckless. Heck, I would even go as far as to say she's one of the best units for a build like this. And if you can stack 3 Senkaimon Aizens, she's going to be the destroyer of worlds. Though again, that long cooldown on her strong attack 2 can be a problem if you've taken some heavy damage and need to heal multiple times. It's still a great glass cannon build, especially if you can put on hollow pills or bait accessories since you already don't want to get hit at all. This build is definitely usable for co-op, but I would only recommend if you're already familiar with the enemy waves and said stages so you don't get sucker punched off screen. Hydrator is still very usable, especially in 2020. I don't know how Me Apocalypse's rating scales work, but since he gave the resurrected Swimsuit Nail an S ranking, I'd probably give Swimsuit Nemu a B+ or an A-, kind of borderline between the two. She has her niches in all the game modes, especially in Sin Kaimon, Epic Raid, and Guild Quest, if you decide to max Link slot her and transcend her, like I have. But stay out of PvP though. Regardless, still a fun character and hands down the best special in the game. Anyways, thank you all for watching and for tolerating my crappy mic quality. I hope I did a good job taking over for me Apocalypse, and big thanks for him for giving me the chance to rewind my favorite unit in Bleach Brave Souls. And who knows, I might be back for another Nemu rewind in the future, if you guys really liked my take on a rewind. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe, it really helps our homie Me Apocalypse out. See you all next time.
行くぜチャラ